From Robinson to Illinois to 8th year in the NBA.
Oh, yeah.
How's it feel?
It's amazing. I mean, it's been such a blessing. You know, when I look back at, I spent 7 years in Portland and sure just learned a lot about myself as a man and as a player. And, you know, after the playoffs last season, I put myself in a pretty good position. I guess kind of league-wide, you know, that it was known that I could play.
Yeah.
And now I'm just so thankful for this opportunity here in Miami. You know, they see me for the player that I am today, and, you know, I guess some of the things that I bring to the table in terms of leadership and, you know, work ethic, character, those sorts of things. And, you know, I really pride myself on those things, but it's amazing, man. It's been quite a ride, and, you know, it just very thankful.
You mentioned your first 7 years in Portland and then in the offseason trade here to Miami. How did that transition go, and how did you react when because I know you were pretty popular in Portland, you liked it in Portland. How did you react to the trade?
Yeah, you know, I always wondered what it was going to be like when I got traded. You know, what are the emotions going to be like? How's the transition going to be? From the basketball perspective, it's actually been pretty seamless. It's been easy, to be honest. You know, the Heat pride themselves on character and work ethic and, you know, being a locker room guy and being a good person, you know, just all these different things that I really just hold myself accountable for every day of my life. And, you know, the moving aspect was a little bit interesting. I mean, I'm a long way from Portland, Oregon and Miami, Florida, but, you know, I don't know. It's been fun. Yeah. It's kind of like a fresh start for me.
Right.
And it's I don't know. Like I've said it multiple times already, but I'm just so darn thankful for this opportunity. And, you know, the team is just, we're really gelling together, and, you know, I really like the staff and the organization, and it's been a fun transition for me.
Yeah, Portland to Miami is about the farthest you could have gone, one corner to the other. This roster, I think you're one of, if not the only centers on this team, one of the big men. So how are you embracing the opportunity here on the court with Miami?
That's one of the biggest things for me, is the opportunity to play. And I've always known, especially the last few years, that I had really taken my game to another level. But in Portland, you know, I had fallen behind the rotation and I'd gotten spot minutes here and there. Yeah. But like I said, honestly, thanks to the playoffs, I got a few opportunities and I played well. It's because I stayed ready. I was a true professional, and, you know, I stayed in shape. I always got my work in, of course, and, you know, just stayed ready for the moment. And it was a fun run for me personally, and a fun run for our team. You know, obviously I wish we could have gone even further, but you know, just the opportunity to play, and, you know, Spo and his staff and my teammates have the belief in me to impact the game every night. And that's been the most fun thing for me, because as a competitor, of course, you want to be out there. You know, I always support my teammates. I always want the best for the team. But when you're able to compete every night, it just brings a whole new level of excitement, and, you know, just figuring out ways to get better and continue to improve. It's been a really fun process for me coming to this team.
Illinois guy, there's been a transition at the U of I since you've been there. How much do you still keep up, and are you able to watch many games, and what do you think of where they're at now?
I think they're in a great position right now. They returned a bunch of talent, and, you know, obviously Big Kofi coming in is going to really help. You know, that's a massive body in the paint, and it's funny you say that. They just flew in last night, and so I had dinner with my grandmother, and then I went to the dinner there with the team. So I was able to say hello to the guys and spend a lot of time with I'm close with Fletch, the strength conditioning coach, and you know, of course, spent some time with Coach Underwood, and even Mike Small, and a few other people were there. So it was a lot of fun to be back around the Illini. I went there this summer to speak to the team and to work out, and that was fun. So I keep up pretty closely, really. You know, just because I care. You know, I grew up loving Illinois basketball. Obviously went there for 2 years, and it's, like you said, it's been a transition period, but I feel like they're in a really good spot right now. The best, I would say, in my opinion, that it's been in years, you know, in terms of talent and what the season's looking like. And, you know, I'm excited for them. You know, it's fun when Illinois basketball is rocking and rolling. And so, you know, like I said, I spent a lot of time with Fletch. He's great. I mean, he works so darn hard with those guys, helping them, you know, not only obviously with strength and conditioning in their bodies and, you know, making them feel good in that way, but also the mental piece and caring for those guys and really getting them to understand how they can become the best versions of themselves. I mean, talking with him, it's very, very impressive what he does with those guys.
Yeah, for sure. And you went to the NCAA Tournament your freshman year. They went in 13, but they haven't been back since. So what's it like, that grind to get there, and how much would it mean for the program to get back there?
I mean, it would mean a lot. You know, that's obviously the goal every year.
Yeah.
And, you know, programs naturally, NBA teams, any team is always going to go through a transition phase where you wonder, well, why the heck aren't we winning? Do you want it to be that way? No. But that's been the case, which you know, again, do we like? No.
Yeah.
But as I mentioned, being around those guys and seeing the talent on the roster, you know, talking with Coach Underwood and some of the assistants and Fletch, and it just seems like this year, you know, although the Big Ten is always a very, very strong conference, in my opinion, always right there with, you know, probably top 2 conferences in the nation. And, you know, it's cool to see where they're heading because, you know, they just signed a big recruit. I think they're about to get another guy. You know, so Illinois basketball is heading in the right direction.
Right. And I think the only 2 active in the NBA are on this team.
That's
Is that correct?
That's
so
correct.
You and Kendrick, so what's it like to have the 2 Illini on the same team?
It's awesome. I mean, Kendrick and I have known each other for years just because of, you know, kind of Illinois high school, AAU basketball. You know, I'm from Southern Illinois, but I was always in Chicago because of that. And so, you know, it's awesome to see him excelling and doing well.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he's taken a little bit of a different path than most.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It's just he's here now. And, you know, you see now articles about, oh, this team and that team are kicking themselves because they didn't give Kendrick Nunn a chance. You know, he's so darn talented. But the one thing I'll say is he wants to learn. He wants to get better.
Yeah.
He listens to the coaching staff. He listens to, you know, some of us older guys and just how to take care of himself on and off the floor and, you know, keep learning, keep wanting to get better, keep listening. And so he's been awesome, man. He's been really, really good for us.